Welcome to Video Village, where imagination meets conversation. Keep the phones on and join the discussion. Yes, that means you at work, so unlock your mind and enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of Video Village. I am your host Connor and I'm joined by my film aficionado co-host Wayne. And Wayne, why don't you give us a bit of a rundown of how we're going to be doing things here in Video Village podcast?
Sure thing. This is the place where we are going to break down the current state of affairs, that is the film and TV industry. We'll be looking at the Oscars that have just recently taken place, some questionable decisions there. We'll be breaking down what was a very interesting box office in 2023 and looking forward to what we can expect to see in 2024. There will be discussion about current popular movies and shows. There will be deep dives into some lesser known productions, and we'll have a wide range of fun games and challenges to keep us on our toes. All of that and more to come on the Video Village podcast.
Oh, I'm excited already. We are also joined here with our producer, Dave. So without further delay, Dave, why don't you give us or tell us why we're here today?
So I asked each of you to prepare a list of your personal top 10 movies of all time. Well, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go through your lists and create a combined Video Village top 10 movie list. So each of you will say what your personal number 10 movie is, and then you must agree on one of those movies to make the list for the number 10 slot. Then we will move on to 9, 8, until we have a complete list. Now, there is a catch to add a little more variety to it. I have asked you to pick one movie per director and one per franchise. Hopefully, there will be a bit of diversity among your choices.
Fair. Okay.
Awesome.
That sounds good. So do we just shout our movies the loudest and whoever says it louder wins? I'm down for that.
I'll lose if that's the case.
Bring the microphone closer. All right. So how do we want to start this off? So do
we just
rock,
start?
paper, scissors? Who goes first? Or
I'll let you go for it. You can say the first one. Go on.
Oh, all right. Well, my number 10 is part of the Cornetto trilogy, and that is Hot Fuzz at number 10 by Edgar Wright. It was released in 2007, and I love that movie so much. It's so funny.
That is a classic.
Yeah, can't go wrong with it.
Just nostalgia 2000s comedies.
Yarp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yarp. Exactly.
Okay, so that's going up against my number 10, which is it's Forrest Gump, directed by Robert Zemeckis, 1994. I think that's just a timeless classic, and it's I think a theme I think you're going to see throughout my list is the underdog story. I think that kind of shows up a lot of my list. I love those movies. Showing how nothing's impossible. Greatness can come from the most unlikely of places. So that's my number 10.
Oh, that's such a good one.
It's so hard to compare
to these lists.
Yeah, how do you
compare?
When
I was making these lists, I forgot about Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I have no Edgar Wright in my list, and looking at it now, there's so many big directors that I've left out. But you can only pick 10, and it's like what the 10 movies that mean something to you. So,
well, yeah, I figured like when you kind of think of your movie at first, like the first one that comes to your mind is obviously the one you're going to probably enjoy more. Like I can't remember the last time I saw Hot Fuzz. Probably a couple of years ago now at this stage.
Same for me, but it's always a good watch, isn't it? Like every time you watch it, it's enjoyable. It's never boring.
Yeah, I'm actually going to head off now and watch it. But no, I will concede number 10. Like Forrest Gump, it's just more of a classic. It just is, unfortunately, at the end of the day. I hate to say it, but
it is timeless.
It's just so good.
It does everything right. It does drama right. It does comedy right. It does the action right. Like every element of it is perfect. Isn't
That
it?
yeah, that no, yeah. I just picked a comedy, pure and simple. You picked a masterpiece. To be fair, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay. I'll concede to Forrest Gump.
Okay,
Okay,
well,
I'll take it.
that's the
I'll take
list.
it.
You
So
won that round, so you go for
will I
number
go
9
first?
first.
Okay, my number 9
I'm
is
worried now.
it's Inception, 2010, Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
My number 9 has 3 directors: Peter Ramsey, Bob Persetti, and Rodney Rotham in 2018, which is Into the Spider Verse. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
I knew it was going to
I
be an animated movie when you said 3 directors. But
yeah.
yeah,
To be fair, I know I love that movie just because the animation style is just so unique. Like they really brought comic books to life for me in that movie. Like it was so good. Like so good.
yeah, like I could spend time, talking about Inception, but I think I am going to just concede that one. Um, Although Inception is classic, it's
Yeah, no,
to
no.
me it's Christopher Nolan's best movie, and like we've seen, he's had a sweep at the Oscars there for Oppenheimer, but still Inception to me is the masterpiece, and one of
Yeah,
Leo's best performances as well. But I'll go with Spider Verse is one of the all time greatest animations of all time. So
that's a win.
yeah,
Yart. Are we supposed to keep track of these, or Dave keeping track of these?
I'm writing them down.
yeah, it was
Perfect.
Dave set the task, so he should be keeping tabs.
Yeah, yeah. I was just double checking because it's Dave.
Uh,
Um, well, I'll go with my number 8 first. So,
okay.
by Hayao Miyazaki, 2001, Spirited Away. I know he has a load of great films, like he has like My Neighbor Totoro and stuff like that, but I picked
Mhm.
Spirited Away because it was the first animated anime film to be nominated and win an Academy Award, and it also had the longest runtime of any other film nominated um, in that category at 128 minutes. And it's just such a beautiful movie, and the stories behind it are they're so deep. And Hayao drawed a bit from his own life experiences with certain references like the Dragon River and stuff, or the
Mhm.
River of the Dragon. Yeah, but that's why I picked Spirited Away there.
I
He
respect
won the Oscar again, didn't he? Or his new movie, The Boy and
the
the
boy and
Heron.
the heron. It
Yeah,
did,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But they got an amazing English voice cast for that. Like the Willem Dafoe and stuff is all up in that. Like
yeah.
it's crazy the talent they have for it. Like
Dave Bautista was in it as well. I think as well. It was a huge
mm,
cast.
massive. I must go back and check what the cast was because they're all so talented. You could easily like, oh, that was him. Oh, I didn't even pick up on it. Like he's so good. Yeah.
Hmm. Anyway, my number 8 pick to go up against this one is Life of Pi. Ang Lee, 2012, and I have to defend this one because the when it came out, it was such a masterpiece. Like it was so unlike anything that had
Mm.
ever been seen before. And even Ang Lee, when he first read the book, when he was given the book to decide if he wanted to make this a movie, he said this isn't a movie. He said this can't be a movie. But he just couldn't get it over his head. And eventually he was able to make it happen. And I just think it's one of the greatest stories told on screen.
I do love the ending. That is like it was just such a mind twist. Like,
Yeah, it's genius. It's so heartbreaking, and
mm,
it's just the idea of, look, the best stories come from the darkest times,
yeah,
and
yeah,
just to be able to turn something, like if the story was told the way it actually is, and that was the movie, it'd be one of the most depressing things you ever see. But the way they did it with the animals and stuff, it's just such a fantastical journey to go on, and
yeah. But yeah, and because there's animals on there, you're really focusing. Like you're like, oh, there's a tiger under there. Let's stay the hell. How's he gonna survive? He's a kid. Yeah. It
Yeah.
makes sense.
I
It
wish I
makes
actually
sense.
went to see that in cinema to when it was in 3D and stuff, because I say it was just
Maybe
insane.
not 3D, but yeah, definitely in cinema. I'm
But it
not a
was,
fan of.
but it was shot. It was
3D.
shot for 3D. It was one of those movies. It was that time,
Yeah.
2012. It was the 3D era.
Yeah. Oh, Avatar did it. We can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll give you Life of Pi just because the ending is such a great twist. I mean, if
Yeah.
Spirited Away had a happy ending. At the end of the day, it did.
And that's not a bad thing, though. I don't like. I'm not.
No, it's not. But
I think
when
my
something
thing.
catches you off guard, like,
My thing is with Spirited Away, like those movies, the anime movies, like those ones, I don't resonate with them. So it's hard for me, and that's going to be controversial. People are going to hate me for that, but I don't love those movies, so it's hard for me to really take it as well. So I don't, it's a tough one.
No, I'll go with Life of Pi for number, was it?
We're number 8 now.
8 for number 8. Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. Oh God! I need a break after this already.
It's tough, isn't it?
Oh. What's your 7th?
My number 7 is, it's going to be a movie that I don't think many people have seen. Not sure if you would have seen this. It's McFarland USA, directed by Nicky Caro in 2015. I don't know if you've even heard of this movie, or have you seen it?
McFarlane in the USA.
Yeah, so it tells a true story of a high school football coach who gets fired for throwing a football boot at one of his players, and he gets sent to a place called McFarland, which is down south in the US, in this like really hot weather community where the locals live in are very poor. Like most of them make a living by like picking almonds out on the fields.
Okay.
And as he's there supposed to be an assistant football coach, he finds that like all these kids are like
Naturally talented,
but they're so athletic, they're able to run for miles. They run all day, every day. And he goes to the principal of the school, like, why don't you have a track team, a cross country team? And they're like, we don't have that's for rich white people. And this is like a mainly Hispanic area with Hispanic people. And he's like, no, we need to train these kids in running. And he starts this track team, gets them from the bottom all the way to the top. And it's like I said, it's the underdog story again. And it's just so, like, when you reach the end, and it's just like fist pump moments. And it's one movie that always resonates with me. I love it so much.
Fair, yeah. So let's give it a watch. I don't think I have seen it. I've seen the formula done. I've seen like Gridiron and the Mighty Ducks and stuff like, but I haven't seen that specific one.
No, it's so good. I love it.
All right. I'll check out its IMDb, see if it's worth it.
Good, do it, yeah.
Yeah. No, my number 7. I think I might have this one. Is 2017 first time director Jordan Peele with Get Out.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think I need to say any more, but like,
get out of here. That's
so good. And apparently the title from Get Out is a reference to when black audiences will be going and shouting at a cinema screen and going like, get out. Apparently Jordan Peele actually took a bit of inspiration from those kind of stereotypes and brought it into his own film. But my God, like, after like seeing him strictly in Key and Peele all through my teens and early 20s or whatever, and then to slam, like, hit hard with Get Out was mind blowing. Like, the man's a genius. Like, my God,
he is. That movie, that is one of the greatest horrors of all time, and it could so easily have been on my list. So absolutely, I'll give you that one. Get Out takes it for sure.
All right. Well, then my number 6.
Yeah.
Around now. Just we're flying through this. My number 6 is what I think to be one of Christopher Nolan's best films.
I know.
2008, The Dark Knight.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. No, I went Dark Knight because I watched it
Batman.
again recently. Yeah, yeah. I was originally going to have the Killing Joke on here, the animated series film, but I watched Dark Knight again, and man, Heath Ledger just blew me away yet again. Every time I
Yeah.
watch that movie, I'm just like, "Oh, why did we lose him?" But yeah,
Okay,
amazing,
that's okay.
amazing.
Yeah, so we're raising the bar here now. This is this is tough, but I think I have a competitive shout on my side. I don't think it's as plain sailing as you might think going up against the Dark
Okay,
Knight. So my number
okay.
6 is Inglorious Bastards, Quentin Tarantino,
Oh,
2009.
this will be interesting.
um,
Oh,
it's just a masterpiece. Like
it is so
literally,
good.
what's the last line spoken in that film by Brad Pitt? I think this might
Oh.
just be my masterpiece, and that's Tarantino speaking through his own character to the audience, like you know.
Yeah,
Um,
he's a devil for doing that and talking about
uh,
coffee. Oh, that is so good.
uh,
That is a really good
and
shout.
like, just like certain stories from behind that film, like how Christoph Waltz was casted as Lando, like
Mm.
Tarantino was looking for that character for ages. When we're in the casting process, he basically said to his producer, "I think I wrote a role that's impossible to cast, and if I can't find this person, I'm not making this movie." And literally hours after he said
Oh,
that,
shit.
yeah, literally hours later after he had that conversation, in walks Christoph Waltz, speaks Italian, speaks French, speaks German, speaks in English, and then he leaves, and Tarantino and his producer there are just looking at each other with jaws on the floor.
Mm.
Like we did it, we found the guy.
Yeah, no, you can tell Tarantino is smitten with him because every other film he made after that, Christoph has been in it in some way, form, shape, or form. Like,
Yeah, he got two Oscars. He won two Oscars now because of Tarantino films, and he was
mm.
pretty much, not unknown, but like nobody really knew who Christoph Waltz was before Inglourious Basterds.
He'd probably be somewhere around like the DC class actors,
Yeah,
and then
he was
that
making
role.
films in Europe, really. Like he wasn't in Hollywood, and now he's an A-list star. What I mean? That's where the battle is, and it's hard to say one.
Um,
It's hard to say one was better than the other, and I think
but
they both
it's
make the film.
I think because Christoph has more roles since then, and he's shown that it wasn't just a one hit wonder. Not saying that
Well,
Heath Ledger was. It's
we
just
know
we don't.
why we know why Heath Ledger hasn't had roles since then. So it's not really a fair point.
But that's
That's, Joe, it's not really a fair point to make. I'm not arguing for you. So I don't know, like if that's a reasonable argument.
Oh,
Because he for sure, but he would have. He'd be leading films. He would have been in the next Batman. He would have been in so many other movies.
but like this role broke him. Like what
Yeah.
happens if a time like what happens if he didn't pass away? And like you remember, like Jim Carrey had a lot of psychological damage from doing Riddler back in was it George Clooney's Batman in the 90s. He was in therapy for months after that because the strain that the mental strain that the role put on him. Like so, like it's something similar that happened to Heath Ledger, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So like that role could have just broken him altogether. We don't know. We don't
Yeah.
know if he was going to be able to give us another masterpiece in a different kind of role. Like 10 Things I Hate About You is it's good, but it's not a masterpiece. You know, it's not
It's
before Batman
yeah,
either.
yeah. No, it's not. But he did a few comedies before that. And he was funny. Like he was good in those movies.
Hmm.
Um,
Wasn't he in a TV show, Freaks and Geeks, or am I thinking of someone else?
I don't think he was in that. He might because he was Australian. He's probably on Australian TV. I'd say he's probably on something
Oh,
there.
Home and Away.
Probably yeah. I think he was on something like that. I think he was.
Fair,
Um,
fair.
but that's where he came
Yeah,
from. But yeah, no, he definitely would have. He would have gone on to. I don't think he was going to be a one-hit wonder. He just put his
yeah,
whole soul into that character and gave his
yeah.
an iconic performance. So
That-
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't want like I kind of
Yeah, after talking about it, yeah, I think Dave might have to decide on this one.
yeah really because I don't feel comfortable just taking it. I will take it, but I don't.
No, I don't want to give it to you now.
Yeah.
You've changed my mind. And
I know, yeah. Yeah, so,
Yeah.
Dave, what do you think? It's a tough one.
Oh no.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is an extremely tough call to make.
The best
Um,
Batman, hands down.
as much
Yeah.
like I'm a huge fan of both of
Yeah.
those directors. Like they're definitely two of my favorites. But I think the Dark Knight for me just has it. Like it's the best one of that trilogy, and they're yeah, just the music, the
Uh,
way everything was
Yeah.
done.
yeah.
I
Like
respect
Appreciate
it.
it.
it's
I
and
respect it.
it's.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anybody say, "Oh, I'm going to throw on Inglorious Bastards,"
Will we
but I
pause it in
have
here and go watch the Dark
seen
Knight?
people going back and revisiting The Dark
Go
Knight
on.
again and again.
Go on, recap the
So
list all
I'm
start
going to
then.
give
So
it to The
tell us what
Dark
we
Knight.
have got.
Yeah. Hit us. Yeah.
Do you want to tally since we're at the halfway point?
It's pretty solid. Pretty
Okay,
solid.
so at number
Kind
10
of want to
we have
binge all them right
Forrest
now,
Gump,
to be fair.
Mm.
and then in
All
the
right.
number 9
Well,
position
I
we
got that.
have Into the
So
Spider
that was
Verse,
number 6. So this is
followed
number
by Life
5.
of Pi,
Points.
Get Out,
My number 5
and
is,
The
I think
Dark
it's
Knight.
one of the older films on my list. Was released in 1998. No, sorry, second oldest film on my list. Yeah, so it was released in 1998 by Peter Weir, and that is Jim Carrey's The Truman Show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you know, one thing I actually realized is that what's his name, Ed Harris and Jim Carrey never met. The guy who played Christoph never met Truman
They
in
never
real
were in
life.
it. They were never in a scene together, were they?
Never in a scene, but they were never on set together. Like they
Yeah.
were in one of the biggest movies in the '90s, and they never met each other while filming. It's just a little fun fact I thought of.
No, that is funny.
What's yours?
So my number is actually funny because mine it's actually my second oldest film on my list too. Just coincidentally, I just know it's in there. It's from
Yeah.
1994, and it is The Lion King. To me, the greatest animated film of all time.
It kind of set off Disney in their
In their renaissance. And do you know what's even funny about that? Disney at the time, Disney were more focused on Pocahontas at the time because they were being produced at the same time. So they had what they would call Disney's B team working on The Lion King. While they were all the main guys were focused on Pocahontas, and they made such a classic. Do you know what I mean? Like I love little stories like that.
Yeah, it was the same with if I'm not mistaken, it's the same with Aladdin. That was kind of done as like, oh, we'll do this project if you can do another project for us, kind of thing, and like they like get oh god, what's his name, Robin Williams in to do the genie. But yeah, The Lion King. Oh, I watched it recently enough too. I watched it with my daughter for the first time.
How did that go down? I hope she liked it.
Her attention span isn't fully there yet. We'll probably try it again in a bit, but she can only watch a few minutes at a time at the moment.
Yeah, that was all my childhood.
Yeah, it was like no, yeah, I'm yeah, Lion King for number 5, 100%.
Yeah,
it'd be a crime if Truman Show beat it.
Yeah, like from that, like that's one that could have been number 1 on my list. And it was like so close. Definitely when I was a kid, it was the best movie ever. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. So I need Lion King. I need Lion King on this movie or on this list.
No, yeah. Lion King number 5. I'm happy with that. Cool. I can't argue with that really. 100%.
Nice.
All right, hit us with your number 4. So Wayne.
Okay. So me starting off. My number 4 is from 1999, directed by the Wachowskis. It's The Matrix.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just one of the most crazy, insane movies. And like when you watch it now, like it's so hard to believe that that came out in 1999. Like it was
I
so ahead of its,
mean,
it's so ahead of its time.
they had the budget of the leading man behind their CGI team. To be fair, like
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves gave pretty much his entire wages for that film to the
hmm
CGI just to help improve it. Like,
And like
uh,
just like this, the studio were so like unsure about this movie when it was coming out. Like they really didn't think audience were going to understand this at all. So what they
mm,
did was they made sure that for in the opening 45 minutes of this movie, and all of Canaries had 80 lines of dialogue in the opening 45 minutes. 44 lines, 44 of those lines were questions of his. So in the opening 45 minutes, so almost a question per minute, just so they could just build subtext and just, you know what I mean? Because they're
yeah,
like, we need to do this, or people are not going to have a clue what's going on. But I think
it
people
is a
got it, you know.
yeah, it is a pretty deep concept for a film.
Uh,
To be fair, like we're all living in the Matrix here,
yeah.
boys. Yeah, but it's even a joke to this day. Is like like people have weird, unexplainable things happen to them. It's like, oh, it's because we're in the
Yeah.
Matrix. It
Glitch
just
in the
it
Matrix.
glitched. Yeah, that's it.
It's literally it's part of our just every part of everyday life now. The Matrix.
Yeah, it's a big pop culture
Yeah.
reference. To be fair, that being said, I only watched the Matrix fully for the first time within the last year, I think.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was watching it with my wife, because she's a big fan of it, and I'd never seen it kind of fully start to finish. But I was a little disappointed just because I saw a lot of like the Matrix 2 and stuff like on TikTok, YouTube, whatever. And I didn't
Mm-hmm.
realize it wasn't in the first one. I was like, "Where's that scene gone? I wanted the other scene. Where's this scene?" But that was my
Do
own
you know
personal
something?
thing, like nothing to do with the film.
I've never seen any of the sequels, and I'm almost afraid to. I don't want to because I've heard like it just makes the first one worse. And like I probably will get there
Yeah,
eventually, but I would like if I want to watch the Matrix, I'll just go watch the Matrix. I
the
don't need
first
to
one.
watch the
Yeah,
sequel.
yeah.
The first one's that good. I can just watch it again. So
Yeah, no, I haven't seen any of the sequels myself, even the newest one. But I heard that wasn't great. Oh yeah, yeah,
no. It's just the same tropes over again, really, isn't it? Like
I have
they
yeah.
don't they
It's
don't
hard to
expand
develop
it.
an idea like that, like because
yeah,
you're
I
still
wasn't
constantly
a fan.
fighting the overlords of the Matrix
Uh,
kind of thing.
they tried to develop it and
hmm
they kind of
Uh,
strayed from what made it
uh,
great
But
originally a
yeah,
little bit
that is
personally.
although,
my number four
mad
pick
respect
anyway.
for
What's
Keanu Reeves.
yours?
Yes, my
Yeah,
number four came out in 2014. It was directed by Damien Chazelle, and that is Whiplash.
Whiplash. Okay,
Yeah,
so this is interesting now. Like,
they're two solar opposite
yeah,
movies.
how do you
One is
compare?
deep, deep into fiction, and this one is like, well,
It's
that could have
just deep,
happened.
just deep.
Yeah, it's just deep.
It is
Yeah,
though,
just
like like it really is an emotional trek, really, isn't it? Like it just you watch Whiplash, you're
just.
trying to support this guy. You're like, come on, you want you to succeed, but you're just
Mm,
it's like you're going down the wrong. You're putting your energy into the wrong thing, even though it is what you want, but like you're throwing
yeah,
your life away trying to pursue what you think is happiness, and it's just like, come on, man, you know.
yeah. Absolutely. I resonated it so much because I am a musician as well. It's just the struggles you went through. It's just like at that level of performance, like you have to be the best. You can't not be second. But what I really loved was J.K. Simmons in that movie. He instantly became one of my top favorite actors from that role. Like I love them as like J. Jonah Jameson, any
hmm
Spider-Man that he was in. Like ever since Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, he's been JJJ in everything. Like even the newest Spider-Man games, he's J. Jonah Jameson on the podcast and stuff. Like,
Yeah, because no one else
but
can
no,
do it
Jake.
now. Like, yeah.
No, they can't. And he
Uh.
has the right look too. He has that mean, grizzly New Yorker look.
Mm-hmm.
But did you know that for his role as Fletcher in Whiplash, he has won 47 awards for that role?
I didn't know it was that many, but I know he swept the award season. He won. He took home all the big ones. Like, yeah,
Cleaned up.
cleaned
He
up.
just
Yeah.
sucked it all away. Yeah. And Michael.
Mm. Yeah,
Mm.
Mm.
I think so.
It,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's where it was kind of brought
That's
out
such a
originally.
great movie though as well
It was a
because like it
Sundance.
started as a
It
short
won
film with
the
J.K. Simmons in it,
Pa-
and it just
what's the name of
grew
it?
into just
The
became
award
something of its own. Like
for Sundance.
Oh,
I think it
Palme
got picked up
d'Or,
at Sundance,
isn't it?
didn't it?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
one of the
there, pretty much. And it wasn't it Miles Teller's one of his first biggest roles? Um,
Probably one of his first
like
big films. Yeah.
he would have been seen in other things, but I think this was his original leading role, and then it kind of led him on to like Fantastic Four, unfortunately,
When was
and so on and so forth.
yeah.
when was 21 and Over? Remember that comedy he made? Was that? Yeah, because I think that was the first time I seen him. So I think that might have been before. But
Yeah,
that's only a small comedy.
yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah, that's the one's coming to
Yeah.
mind
So
here
it's
for me. I think that came
Whiplash or
out
the
before
Matrix. Such a
Whiplash, I
that's
think.
such an odd choice.
Yeah.
I think I'll just give it up. To be honest, I'll just
Really?
think it would like the Whiplash just class. And I
It
really
is
like
so
Damien Chazelle as a director, like just to see where he's come from since then. Like he made that, and then he went made La La Land.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
It's such a
Yeah.
different film, but that's also class. It's all colorful and just just a different kind of
Yeah.
movie. But
I love the way he
yeah.
ends it with the undefined ending. It is what the viewer believes, kind of thing. Like open to
Yeah.
interpretation.
This
Great.
is like what could have been, like different scenario. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. All right.
Yeah, I'll
Number
give it to
4
Whiplash.
goes
I'll give
to
it to
Whiplash.
Whiplash. Yeah. Oh, I will.
Okay. Well, my number 3 is from a director we both love, which is Bong Joon-ho. And it is his 2019 instant classic, Parasite.
Okay.
Absolutely love that film, and it was the first non-English speaking film to win an Academy Award for 2019 in 2020.
To win for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, it's an instant classic. That's one I haven't gone back to in a while. I need to rewatch it again, but it is so it's just so fresh, isn't it? It just feels so original and
yeah, but all his scripts
yeah.
are though, like Snowpiercer and freaking Host and what's that Mother one? Dave, you know it, Mother. Memories of Murder, yeah.
Did he do Okja as well? Did he do that?
Yeah, Okja.
Yeah.
That was a great film. Like that really brought like his because he was doing Snowpiercer, which is an English-based film.
Mother is one,
doing,
and then Memories of Murder, and
like
then
Parasite
The
and stuff that
Host
were
is
Korean,
another
but
one.
like
The horror one
Okja
he did.
is a combination of the both. Like he's meant the best of both worlds in that one. Like, and it's a great movie too. To be fair, like it's just I prefer Parasite for its originality.
Yeah, he's just such a visionary.
Yeah,
like,
I can't wait. Can't wait to see what he comes out with next.
Yeah, he's got one coming this year, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Late this year, early next year. Yeah, it depends. Yeah.
So that should be good.
It's gonna be good. Yeah, I can't wait.
But yeah, so I have to try and beat that because I'm taking a bit of a whooping here. So I'm going to try and and take out Parasite with my number 3, which is The Social Network from 2010, directed by David Fincher. To me, The Social Network is probably the greatest screenplay of all time. And yeah, that's come from
Why?
someone who, likes writing screenplays. Um, it just is. It just like the way the dialogue is used to provide subtext, uh, the way he's able to pace it between the the judicial court case
Oh, yeah, no
scenes
arguments here for
to
me.
use the actual story as flashbacks for the story, but it's really the main story as well that you're watching. Like, it's just it flows so effortlessly, and like you're never brought out of the film 1 second. It honestly, I think just some of the lines are just iconic as well. Um, the bit like if you were the inventors of Facebook, then you would have invented Facebook. Like just so like just iconic lines.
Here,
Um,
chicken. You want some chicken?
yeah, and actually, like in the way it's formatted, where like he's in the court case, and like they're talking through the court, and like that kind of is the narration for the
The
main
mediator.
story.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
like that. I actually feel like that movie must have. I don't know. It must have inspired in some way Oppenheimer, because Oppenheimer is told in a very similar way, where you have the black and white flash forward bit where you have Robert Downey Jr. and you have Cillian Murphy's character in the kind of the court case procedural legal, and they're telling the story of the main story of Oppenheimer's life and how he. So it's a very
Mm.
similar format, and I just like when I watched Social Network, I was like, this is like, it's like the same shell of Oppenheimer,
Mm.
but it came first, and it's the perfect screenplay.
Came first.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I have to go for Dave for this one. Like, if he says Social Network, go for it, absolutely. But I can't just give it up.
Yeah.
I
I,
can't. I'm
I
sorry.
definitely I can't give up on
Social
this
Network.
one. This is top tier for me.
Yeah, that's fair. 100%. No, you made a great argument. It's just, I feel the same way about Parasite as you do about this. So
Yeah.
Dave's gonna have to
It
give
was
us a
always
call
going to
on
be
that.
tough.
Yeah, fair. No, that's not your job. Easy is not in the description of producer, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wow, yeah, you're not making it easy on me today.
That's fair.
So happy.
Actually, luckily, I've seen
Hmm.
both of those movies in the last 2 months, so
Yeah,
they're very recent in
yeah,
my
fair.
head. Um, it's The Social Network for me.
David Fincher.
It like
Mm-hmm.
it's it's the combination, right? It like we all know Bong Joon Ho is a superstar. He's amazing, right? You have two in The Social Network, and the way they play off each other. You have Aaron Sorkin with his speedy,
Mm.
precise style,
Mm-hmm.
and David
And it does it with
Fincher.
one of the
I'm gonna have to
The
go
way
most
he
full
does
unlikable
multiple
protagonists in any
takes.
movie. Do you know what I mean? It's someone that
Um,
you can't get
but
behind,
it's all
but
so
you want to see how
precisely
it progresses.
done
You just want to know.
and so
It's like,
quick.
you're going to get away with all this?
Um,
Like,
it
it's
just like
so well done.
like you
Yeah.
said, it just
Was that
flows.
before or
Just
after
yeah.
Zombieland for Jesse Eisenberg?
After, I think Zombieland kind of made him, didn't it? And then
Okay, yeah. Fair.
yeah.
Yeah, and then he went and ruined his career by playing Lex Luthor.
we won't talk about that.
Oh, he was awful Lex Luthor. He was great and everything up until then, but yeah. But yeah, no, fair. I'm saddened, but I'll accept it.
I'm happy with that one now. This is tough because we're in our top threes now, and like this is like these are movies that are really close. Like, I'm just looking at my next one now, and I'm like, oh god, I know you're just going to come with an absolute monster of film, and I'm going to have to probably concede it. But
We don't have to. We'll see how it goes. Dave can always make the tough call at the end of the day.
yeah, okay. Okay,
Yes.
is it? Am I? Okay, it's me.
Yeah.
My number. This is a film that could have been number one, But there was one movie that just was just above it, and it is About a Boy
So
from
number two.
2002, directed by Chris and Paul Weitz. Uh, yeah, this is just a movie that has been with me since I was probably 10 years old.
Yeah.
And since they started showing it on TV like every 2 months here in Ireland, I watch it all the time. I know it scene by scene. I have the soundtrack on vinyl. I think it's one of the most underrated soundtracks of any film, by the way. Like
It
it's
was a
actually
great soundtrack.
it's so good. No one ever talks about
So
it.
good.
Like,
Oh no, I'm always singing shake to that,
but that's just the song that they use for the story. Like that's not
Oh
part of the
yeah, yeah.
soundtrack. Like the actual soundtrack by Badly Drawn By, like he did the whole thing. It's so good. It's amazing.
It is a great film.
And it's
and
something to talk about. That's the main one, yeah. Yeah, the whole thing is brilliant. I just love it so much. And it's just like it's not a massive film, but like the way they did the cinematography is like so creative. Just
What's
just
that
in a
song?
weird kind of
Something to
how
talk
can we
about.
just
Isn't that
think
that's
our
the
way
name of the
around
tune?
making this look cool and interesting.
Yeah, such a great
And
song.
yeah, I just love it so much.
It's probably one of the only films that I'm not annoyed to see Hugh Grant in, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's like that's his best film. Like I love Love Actually as well. Like and that's like the Christmas classic.
Yeah,
That's
another one along with Die Hard. But yeah, no, he was great. He was so good. And there was a Killing It Softly.
Killing It Softly. Yeah, that's what they sang at the end.
Yeah, it was. That was.
He just comes out with the guitar.
Cracked me up. That absolutely cracked me up. Like it was so out of place, but so good.
It was perfect. It was just perfect. Yeah, and like it's just the most. I love those movies with the unlikely friendships. They're just like these two people that should never meet. Really, like they just bounce off each other so well, and like they make the other person a better person. Just being in their company.
Yeah.
It's really
great.
nice.
And then they tried to kill it with a bloody TV show that was.
Yeah, they Americanized it. Like that, they tried to do that for the film. Like it was meant to be an American, but Hugh Grant said no, no. This is a British book. It's a book. Like it's a British book. We're going to make a British movie. So
the humor, the British humor fitted so much better than American, because American would have gone too cheesy with it and too on the nose humor. There would have been no underlying sarcasm and stuff really scattered throughout.
Like Toni Collette, who plays Marcus's mother, like she is a brilliant performance in that. Do you know what I mean? Where she's like really depressed and tries to take her own life, but like she does it in such a way that like they shouldn't be able to make that funny. Like no one should be able to make that role funny, but she manages in such a it's such a really touching,
effortless manner. Like
perfect. Like
oh no, it's good. Well, my number 2. Oh god, we're on 2 already.
Oh god.
Is the newest film on my list. It is directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheisenert. Daniel Scheisenert. And that is 2022. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I loved that movie.
Yeah,
it was.
That is another classic.
Brilliant, start to finish, and the way they were jumping dimensions. It was the multi-dimensional film Doctor Strange wished it could have been. Multiverse of Madness. Like it just, and it was so silent. It like I heard nothing about this movie, and then I was like, oh, what's this? I'll stick it on. What's the crack? Boom! My God, instant love. I watched it 3-4 times since then, and that was my God, it was so funny. And like the whole film was filmed in 38 days.
Yeah, and the
Every
movie,
single.
It came out like the perfect time, didn't it? Like I don't know, did they know that multiverse was going to be the thing, or was that just by chance they made the multiverse movie as it was the massive? It should be a perfect timing for that to come out.
Yeah,
everyone swarmed to see the multiverse movie.
And we got the return of was it Ki Hyo Kwan?
Yeah.
The Ray, the father, or shortstop, should I say, from Indiana Jones?
Yeah, or Data from the Goonies. Um,
Did
yeah,
yes.
his whole story of not being able to get roles, um,
Hmm.
that was so hard. And then to hear that his lawyer, his entertainment lawyer, now is the guy who played Chunks in the Goonies or played Chunk in the Goonies.
No way!
Yeah, that's his lawyer.
I'm savage. I love that. Do you know when he actually appeared in Loki, the second series of Loki, and
Oh yeah, I haven't
the
seen it
cast
yet.
and crew. Oh, this is not a spoiler, but the
Okay.
cast and crew of the crew, should I say, of the Loki season 2, gave him Gizmo's little or Dada's little suction cup belt thing where he shoots it and he can zip line across and stuff. They give him a little replica like that, and he has it himself in that. Um, but no,
That's cool.
he came back and hit the silver screens hard, winning Best Supporting Actor for that film as well.
Yeah, much
The same
deserved.
year,
Yeah, much
Brendan
deserved.
Fraser won for The Whale.
Mm.
And the two of them worked in a film long, long time ago as well. And both of them kind of returned
Mm.
to the cinema in the same time. And there's this lovely clip online of them meeting up at the Oscars and just looking at each other, embracing each other, going like, "We did it! We got here! Can you believe it? We got here!"
It took the long
It
way
was
around, but we got here.
oh no, he was in he appeared in American Born Chinese. It's a new Disney show.
Oh, I've heard
Um,
of that. Yeah, I didn't watch it though.
yeah, it's good. It's good. He has a great role in it where he's this kind of retired actor, but he's teaching acting to people. And then his original role was like he was this kind of stereotypical silly Chinese next door neighbor character. And he was just being pulled fun of all the time. And then he kind of speaks about how people of his kind of ethnicity wouldn't get roles because of how they looked. So
Mm-hmm.
he kind of talks about how he felt for the last few years in this show, and they gave him a platform to do it. It was really well done. Really, really delighted and really excited to see what he comes out with like next. But yeah, everything, everywhere, all at once is my definite number two. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I love it, but I can't discredit About a Boy. I think it's got the longevity as well. Everything Everywhere is such a new film.
Yeah.
It's so fresh in our mind that like in 10 years' time, will we really remember that? Who knows? But About a Boy, 20 years later, it's still up there for me. So
I've only gone 2 years with this film. You got to give me at least come back to me in another 10.
okay. So we'll say About a Boy now, and then in 10 years we'll come back and we'll look at
No, Dave,
it.
save me.
Oh god, if you don't give me this one, I'm gonna cry.
Likewise.
Emotional blackmail.
I'm gonna go home.
uh, I'm
Oh
actually kind
no.
of stuck on this one. Um,
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not in your shoes. To
oh,
be fair.
It's tough because they're so different though.
Yeah.
oh, this is a tough one. I think this is tougher than the other ones.
Before you make a decision,
Yeah.
can I remind you of that scene where your man tries to shove
Um,
this trophy of his
yeah, they're both excellent for different reasons.
just to get
So it's
it?
hard to discern which is more
Yeah.
prominent, I guess. Um, I'm gonna say
No dogs were hurt in the filming of this show.
I believe he cannonballs on top of it. Wasn't it? uh,
Mm.
everything everywhere all at once is great with the amount of craft and care that went into, like even the way it flickers very quickly through the different universes. They all have a character, like a story
Yeah.
built into
No,
it.
no.
But I think for me personally, About a Boy has it because it's more of a
What do you talk about? There
cohesive
were rocks in everything everywhere all at once. How
film
do you get more
across
stone faced than
across
that? Like,
everything. It has, you know,
no, that's fair.
personal
That's fair.
opinion. Don't kill me.
I'm so happy
I
that's
think the
like that.
acting is
I'm so
more
happy that I
on
voted
point.
Wayne. Like that's the one.
It's more real,
Like I have more emotional connection to
um,
that one than I do to my number
and
one film.
emotional.
So like that's the real one
Why,
for me.
why didn't you put it to your number one then?
I don't know.
uh, yeah,
Like well, because when you hear my number one is like it's another. I love like it's to me it's the perfect film. So I don't know.
Ah,
Are we
hit me
on?
with your number one.
So okay,
Yeah,
we're
everything
there.
or About a Boy number two.
Yeah. So my number one is to me the greatest underdog story to be ever told with the greatest character in film history. It is Rocky, directed by John G. Avildsen in 1976. Rocky is, and it just launched one of the greatest franchises of all time. It's a sport movie that has like no like it's not even people say it's a boxing movie. It's not really. It's a romance. For the first hour. First hour of that story is just about Rocky trying to get a girl. Like, and then he gets the opportunity to fight Apollo Creed for the world, and he's like, "Oh, what the hell? I don't want to do that." And then he's training for that for half an hour, and then we have the big fight. But it's mainly a romance. It's about him trying to get this girl. And he's just being a bum. I love Rocky so much. He's the greatest character. Yeah, they build the world so well. Like, that
I love
guy,
that
like the
movie
loan
for the
shark
fact
guy
it
that he
does
worked for,
take
like Rocky, like he's
a
a
good
like
while to
a,
get
a
into
debt
it because
collector.
it
He
just
goes
lets
around roughing
you,
people up to get money for the loan
as a
shark.
viewer,
And like, yeah, the
kind of
relationship he has with the
understand
loan shark is so weird.
him
He's like,
as a
Rocky, I
character
told
and
you to
where he
break that
is and
guy's thumbs.
where
He's
he's
like,
coming
yeah,
from.
but if I
So
broke his thumbs, then he won't be able to work and get you the money. It's
yeah,
just, And then when Rocky gets the chance to fight Apollo Creed, like the loan shark comes up to him and is like, so you're training for this fight, right? Here's like $300, to get the best equipment so you can do the best training. It's like, oh, you sure? You sure? I'm not gonna be able to pay you back. Like, no, don't worry about it. Like it's such a weird relationship, but like, and they never really come back to it. Like it's just there in the background. But it's just little things like that I love about that movie.
Hang on. So a loan shark sets Rocky up and then doesn't come back to collect.
Yeah, no, he gives them the money. Like Rocky's like he doesn't ask for it. So he's like, here's the money because we want you to beat Apollo Creed. Representing our
But
little
he
town.
doesn't call in any favors, like even in like 2, 3, 4. It's been ages since I've seen Rocky.
I don't think so. No, that character doesn't really appear much throughout the franchise. Like he's just
Wow.
there in a couple of scenes. And he's there. First he gives him money to take Adrian out on the date. He's like, "Oh, I'm going on a date tonight." He's like, here's some money. Take her somewhere nice." Cool. And then later on, when he gets the big fight, he's like, "Oh, you need your training for this fight. Here's a couple of hundred. Don't worry about it. Just kick that guy's ass." It's just such a weird relationship, but it just feels so real in that world. I love that movie.
Fair. I know it's not going to win now. Mine, yeah, in 1994 classic Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
It's so good. The dialogue in that is just so like it's so basic, but it's so interesting at the same time. Like, plus then they're doing the the kind of thing where you start off with John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson, and you're like, okay, these two guys are two leads of the film, and this is gonna how it's gonna go. And then like halfway through, you get bam, here's Bruce Willis, and now he's gonna be the star. So get used to watching him. I'm just like, this is awesome.
It does change it up
Uh,
so well.
yeah, and then back to the boys to finish off the film. It was just such a well executed piece of cinematography, like.
Mm-hmm.
And Bruce Willis only worked on the film for 18 days overall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know
Which
how
is-
like he wasn't even supposed to be in that film?
No, your
Uh,
man brought him along. He was like, "Here, you
Harvey
like
Keitel.
Reservoir Dogs? Yeah, you like Reservoir Dogs. Come on to the set with me here, and we'll see
Yeah,
what we can do." Like,
he wanted to play Vincent. He's like, I could play Vincent. He's like, no, I got John Travolta. He's like, I could play
Yeah.
Jules. It's like, no, that's gonna be Samuel L. Jackson. It's like, ah. But I want I want you to be in the movie. You could play Butch. He's like, okay, I'll read the script again and see. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'll do it.
yeah, he was so well butch. Like it was just such a weird story. Like I didn't see any of it coming. You know, obviously now I would rewatching it, but like I didn't see any of those scenes kind of going the way they did.
No, I didn't.
And then freaking Christopher Walken just appearing out of nowhere. I'm just like, oh, what? Like this is what are you talking about? Shoving a watch up your ass? Like,
Yeah.
oh, it was so good. Yeah. I don't think we're going to be able to decide ourselves, Wayne.
No, I won't. But I've no problem in giving that to Pulp Fiction. To be honest, I don't like. I would love for Rocky to take it, so I might just let Dave say it anyway. But I don't care, really. So.
I don't know. Dave could go Rocky. Dave's unpredictable. You never know what way Dave's going to go until he goes it.
It's if you're no, Dave will go Tarantino. If you're really split, go Tarantino, Dave. But unless you're like Rocky, definitely, I'll take it. But I'm happy either way. They're both great films. Look.
Yeah, to be fair, I must
You know,
rewatch Rocky
and
because it has
you
been
know,
too long.
yeah, Pulp Fiction will be on my list, but like we can only have one per director. I picked Inglourious Bastards, but I would have, you know, I would have looked at Pulp Fiction as well. So
Fair.
Yeah.
Thank you.
we did Inglourious Bastards win? Did that get on? Did that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love Rocky.
Yeah,
as a
so we
film.
need Tarantino on this list.
Well, it
Tarantino
has
has
to
to
be.
get it.
And it's not going to be Jackie Brown.
No,
Yeah.
not a bad movie. I like Jackie Brown, but
No,
not
it's good.
It is good. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have a bad film. Like
No.
even Once Upon a Time in
did
Hollywood,
not.
it's a little slow paced, but my
No,
God, some of the
Dark-
story
Dark
in that.
Knight
No, it's
is
great. It's such ends with a bang. Like, you know, I like it.
I love that he got freaking Leonardo DiCaprio in it. Like he did so well, so well. Like, and then he brought back freaking Brad Pitt. Like he hadn't worked with him since Inglourious Bastards. Like, so.
The way he can like convince his actors to do his movies, like for Leonardo DiCaprio, he literally had to like write a TV show that Leo's character starred in, and like give him all this backstory. And then Leo was then like, okay, Jesus, I'll do it. Like, look at all this detail. Like,
Oh my God, just did not know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
just fair play. Yeah.
Tarantino goes overboard. Like he goes overboard.
But that's what makes him so good is that even the smallest details were thought. They weren't just a coincidence. Like he wanted that in his movie and he put it in his movie. You know, that's probably why he's one of the greats. You know, because he pays attention and he really wants to tell the story
And
from all elements.
talking about Jackie Brown, like you know, he got Robert De Niro for that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Robert De Niro's in that movie.
Yeah.
he plays one of the side characters, and he like Robert De Niro basically asked him when he was like considering, he's like, well, what kind of shoes does my character wear? You're probably thinking that like no director's going to have an answer for it, but Tarantino was like, well, since like, your character was in jail for the last couple of years, so he basically has this like one bag of clothes that he wears, and he has like these like black dress shoes. that are like that's all that's in the bag. But like one of the shoes was like pushed down, so like the top of the shoe is like squished, so your right shoe is gonna be like. Deer was like, okay, I'll do it. Like, gee, the detail.
Wow, I did not know that story at all.
Yeah.
My God,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, just watch Tarantino's interviews. Like he talks about everything.
Yeah, uh,
That's just funny.
he's coming to an end soon, isn't he? He's not going to be writing
Well,
any more films after the next one.
he says 10 and done, but I don't know. I feel like he'll get the bug for it after. Like he's not gonna want to be done. We'll have something.
Well,
We'll get
do you
something
think
from it.
do you think he might start taking other people's scripts and
No,
trying to make those, or move
no.
into like TV or
I think he
something
could
like
go
that?
to TV. Yeah, I heard that too, but nothing really has come from that.
Yeah, yeah. Sure, he's still working on this. Isn't the next film next year?
Don't know. There's been
Say two?
no real announcement.
Hmm,
I think so.
that's the issue.
Yeah,
But we'll
I
get
think
to
he
it
was
whenever, you know.
throwing the idea around of a
All right.
mini series.
So we have our list.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hit us. Yes.
Yes.
100%.
That's
Oh, nice.
that's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah. I can't complain with that. Like 100%.
Right.
Nice.
Right. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you want to hear said list? Yeah. I also want to make a comment that it's evenly split. You have 5 picks each. Yeah. So, at number 10 is Forrest Gump. Then we have
Solid list.
Into
That's a
the
good
Spider
list.
Verse,
I'm
That's a solid
Life of
so
list.
happy
Pi,
about Boy is in there. Like I know
Get
some
Out,
people are gonna be like, "That's such a stupid
The
pick,"
Dark Knight,
but like, I'm so happy
Lion
that
No,
King,
it's in there amongst those classics. Like,
Whiplash,
it deserves it.
like
The
he
Social
asked for
Network,
personal favorites. Like it
About a
wasn't,
Boy.
and like I remember even seeing that film in the cinema myself. Like, such it was. I think it was probably like the fifth or sixth time that I actually went to the cinema. No, and it has stuck. I think we went to go see something else that was out around the same time, but that was sold out. And then About a Boy was the only thing left, and I'm not disappointed. I will tell you that I was not
It's
disappointed leaving that
funny,
cinema.
like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, 100%. Okay.
Jeez.
So, now that we have your top 10 list combined, I have a little surprise for you.
What?
God
This
damn it, Dave.
top 10 list is
Damn it.
not set in stone. So, throughout the future of the
Wait,
podcast, you will be
you're
competing
swapping out one of
to
our
make
films.
changes to the list. The first change will be made by myself right now. I have the power to swap out any movie except for the film in the number one slot
Hang on,
Just do it.
and replace it
Just
with
put
one of
us
my
out of
own
our misery and
choices.
do it.
what is going on?
Yes, with one of my own.
Okay, it's a good one.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Not the
Okay.
director's cut, I hope, like, because we have all day.
Um,
We don't have that time.
so the film I picked to put into the list
Wow.
is
Okay.
The Lord of the
Where are
Rings:
you
The Two
putting it?
Towers.
That's what she said.
It makes sense. It's the most dispensable one, really, isn't it?
So
I'm
I
just glad you
am
didn't go
going
about a boy.
to
Oh no!
To be
Oh,
honest.
there would have been a riot.
swap
Yeah, I would have been. I would have jumped. I would have gone onto your side of the screen,
Life
and
of
I would have
Pi.
just.
Number 8. Oh, Oh, I am not done. So hold your riot. Now that I have selected, and it's in at number eight, I can now one final time swap
Oh,
the positions of
Oh,
any
that
of the two
is
movies,
cold. That is we the amount like we spent like
except for the
20
one I
minutes
just
talking
added.
about that movie.
So you're gonna
oh,
riot.
right to
Oh,
the bottom.
So I'm picking About a
oh,
Boy,
Wayne, I'm so
Jeez.
sorry. Do you
and
want
I'm
to?
gonna
Will we
swap it
will
with
we go on to
Forrest
another
Gump.
call and talk about it? Like we'll have a little
Oh,
therapy session.
yeah, that cuts, man. Cuts deep.
Yeah.
I, I know. Yeah,
Well, about a boy is obviously.
Oh, yeah, you did it though.
in my defense, there's not
I mean,
there's
I
not
suppose
one
it's just
movie
the
there that
taste
I
of
could
picture,
pick out
you
and
know.
go,
Yeah,
that really deserves to be on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate Forrest Gump being that
None of
high,
them you could say
but
that.
okay.
No.
About a Boy's at 10 now. But
I
you
I
said we
really think
can.
it's
We're
a
going to have
crime
chance
for
to
Forrest Gump to
change
be
this
number
list again.
10,
So like
though.
that's not that could move back up.
Yeah, both of us are now working to get about a boy at
Yeah,
number
it's just the
two.
way the cards fell.
I know, no, I'm going for everything. I'm not coming back for number two. I'm coming back for everything, and it's number one.
If you swap in about a boy for Pulp Fiction, that
What's
is the
happening?
end of this podcast.
It is
I'll tell you that
happening.
much.
Yes.
Oh no! Oh god damn!
Yeah, this is no war.
All right, Dave. So since you did some tomfoolery, give us the new list according to Dave.
So the new list is at number 10, About a Boy, followed by Into the Spider Verse.
Okay, yeah, still a good list.
Then it's Lord of the Rings: The
It
Two
is a good
Good
Towers,
list.
list.
Get Out,
So what
The
does that
Dark
make
Knight,
Life of Pi number 11
The
then?
Lion King, Whiplash,
It's out there in
The
the
Social
wilderness, like just
Network,
doesn't exist anymore.
Forrest Gump, and Pulp Fiction.
Can we bring stuff back, or is it, I suppose we'll have another conversation about that. But like, can we bring Life of Pi back down the road, or is
Yeah.
it kind of gone now?
No, I think we can
Like
probably if we get the chance. So obviously, we're going
Honorable
to be competing to
mention.
do it.
I don't
So
know.
if we get the chance, you could probably bring in any film. It doesn't even have to be that one. You could probably bring in something new.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Stay tuned. Well, on that note, I just see we hit the hour mark not too long
Yeah.
ago.
So you get to
So I
Oh
think
wow.
there
replace
is
one of the
a
numbers
good
and then
point
rearrange
to wrap things
two of
up.
the movies on the list.
So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for
Stay
watching
tuned.
if you're watching. But that is a wrap on the first ever episode of Video Village Podcast. Thanks so much for listening, and we will chat to you next week. Bye.